All right, welcome race fans to the iRacing East Series presented by Hurricane Media here on Extreme Sim TV. Tonight we head to the Roval at Charlotte Motor Speedway final cutoff race before we go chase time next week. It's going to be interesting here at the Roval. You don't want to make any mistake here at this track because it'll eat you alive in a hurry. And in the booth with me tonight for the first time, Rob, how you doing, man? So, we'll get ready to go green here in just a moment. Before we do that, we're going to go to the national anthem right quick, and we will be back with you here in a moment.
Great, Matthew. A beautiful day for racing.
To apologize about that. We had a slight little problem with our audio there for a little bit. Again, I do apologize about that, but we're going to get ready to go racing nonetheless here in one moment. So, wrapping up practice here in the iRacing East Series here on Extreme Sim TV. course, as always, want to give a big shout out to all the series sponsors here for the iRacing East Series. For Slide and Job Sales on board with the channel, Slide Job Racing Diecast and Collectibles. Go check them out on Facebook as well. And so check that one out. Also on board as well as of tonight. You got Mr. Midwest Motorsports Customs along with a series sponsor, Hurricane Media. Also PlanBSales.com and also Bottled Up Podcast. This is the Bottled Up Podcast. Check them out as well. All right, folks, we'll be right back with you here in a moment.
So are we going to move to TeamSpeak, or are you going to try to do it from Discord here?
Is your way as of now, Rob. You get a copy on this?
Yeah, I got you.
All righty, we got Rob in the booth with us finally after a little bit of technical difficulties. I think we may have crossed our fingers, figured it out. So, all righty, well, qualifying, how important here? We're at the Roval, and you know this track is a very technical racetrack. Qualifying here is super important for these guys here tonight, Rob.
Yeah, it is. And with track temperature being 145 degrees today, these cars are going to be all over the race. They're going to be slick. They're going to be hopping them rear tires. And you and I both know when you hop them rear tires, you just can't stop. So it's going to be interesting on these starts and restarts. And throughout the whole race, we'll have to see if that track temperature drops and gives these guys a little more grip or not.
And for buddy, well, they're continuing to work their way around here for the time being. But getting ready to go green here in just a little while. But again, a long race. You're going to have to take care of the car all night long. Also, you got to think about that. It's a long, long, long race that you got to take care of this car. Alrighty, folks, looking at lap times. Nobody has really turned a lap as of yet. See Mr. Chris Worley there in that number 16 in the UFC 334 machine. Of course, last week, him and Mr. Chris there got into a bit of an altercation during the broadcast, and we kind of made jokes about it and talked about having a UFC fight with them. Well, they're both running UFC cars out there tonight. I think it's got their match lineup on the car itself. That's hilarious. I love it. I absolutely love it. So, Rob, what do you think about that? Promoting the little argument that they had on the race car.
It just shows that they've got a friendly rivalry. It's something that they can laugh at between each other, but come race day, they might be fighting on the racetrack.
Yeah, for sure. Well, seeing how he's got his middle finger stuck up on the hood of that, yeah, I think that gesture much gives his opinion on said situation. All
Well,
right.
we'll see if that situation goes out to play on the racetrack.
Yeah, don't be surprised if them two don't get into it here at the Roval for sure. And right now, Greg right there in the 12 machine sitting in P number 5 in that 12 machine right now, 123.044. Of course, Nick Kinsler top of the board, 129.55. Well, Rob, Nick, quick lap time out there for the 01 machine of Nick Kinsler. All right, well, let's take a look at our point standings coming into this evening. Now, tonight is your cutoff race. This is it. You want to look back there around that 16th and 15th positions. You got Brody Smith, Patrick, Timothy G. Jenkins, right there in that three-car battle to decide who's going to make it in. Don't even worry about the left side of the screen right now. All I'm concerned about is 16th through about 15th through about 18th there, right on top of each other, as points would have it. All right, well, folks, 30 seconds remaining here at the Charlotte Roval, and we will get them going here in a second. Nate Stewart now able to top the board. Nick Kinsler, Connor, and Jeffrey right there as well. Well, what are you thinking here so far from what you've seen there, Rob?
I'm seeing some really, really slick race cars. That's what I'm seeing, and I think it's going to be a really, really awesome race to watch how these guys manage them rear.
And for yeah, you can definitely burn them rear tires off in a hurry for sure. Well, folks, let's get ready to go green at flag racing as we get them lined up. I'll take you through the starting lineup for tonight's race here at Charlotte, the Roval, otherwise known as Charlotte Motor Speedway. I always just want to call it Charlotte, but we can't do that tonight because we're at the Roval. So here is your starting lineup for tonight, brought to you by Slide Job Sales, Racing, Diecast, and Collectibles. Your front row, that is going to be Mr. Nate Stewart and Bailey on the front row. Row number 2, that's going to belong to Chris Worley, Nick Kinsler. Row 3, Connor alongside Jeffrey. Row number 4, Benjamin alongside Greg. Row number 5, that's going to be Mr. Mike alongside Mr. Brody. Row number 6, Will alongside Kyle. And row number 7, Keith and Jason going at it here. Demar's back there in 15th alongside of Zeshawn. 16th, Timothy G. Jenkins. 17th, Chris there. 18th, 19th is going to be Patrick alongside Zach. And that's going to be rounding out your field here tonight. Well, folks, we're going to get ready. You ready for this, Rob? I think we may have lost Rob there for a minute. He'll be back. I believe Discord's giving us a little bit of problem with Rob's connection, unfortunately. We got them lined up. We got them ready to go here at the Roval once again. And we'll see you here in one moment when we get ready to go green. All right, folks, as we work our way through the infield section, we're getting ready to go green. Here we go, and this is the hard part here. These next couple corners, you're going to see this right hander. Very important part of the racetrack, this little section here. To get yourself back up on the NASCAR 1 and 2, carry that speed all the way down the back straightaway there, Rob.
Yeah, and going up that hill there in that corner, it's a blind hill, so you can't see what's coming up there. So if you have issues there, that grass comes up real fast.
Yeah, for sure it does. Well, we're going to roll out of turn number 2, Rob, and we'll head back towards that little chicane area. These guys, their nerves has got to be on point.
Yeah, this is a totally new revamp from what they raced last year. So it's an entirely different chicane from what there used to be. So it means earlier braking, faster corner speed, and a totally different exit than what we saw in the last one. So it really has mixed up the racing here with this new configuration that they have.
10-4 on that, guys. Well, we're going to roll through the backstretch chicane. Get ready to turn them loose here. We'll see who's going to walk away with the win at the Roval here tonight in the iRacing Series, presented by Hurricane Media. Let's get them ready to go here as they work their way through a 3 and 4. Again, a tricky turn number 1. We're going to have to watch out for tonight as well. Turn 1 can reach up and bite you in a hurry. Well, as they ease through here we go. Out of turn number 4, waiting on that green flag to fly here. Nick Kinsler up there in that 0-1 machine. Nate Stewart up there as well. Here we go, going green here at the Roval. Green flag is out in contact already, and we got a car in the grass. Wow. Right off the rip there, one car in the grass. That was the 13 machine. 6 will work his way through into 1. 2 and 3 wide here off into turn 1, Rob.
Yeah, everybody seems to get through turn 1 and 2 clean as they come down with a lot of speed. You don't necessarily want to be too wide going through the corner, but you can.
10-4 on that. And meanwhile, we got a lead change. The 6 machine of Worley going to take over the lead up front from Kinsler. Kinsler's going to drop back a position as they head through the final set of corners on the infield section. Headed for NASCAR 1 and 2. Worley out front. Kinsler second. Stewart third as we come off of turn number, I believe that's considered 6 on the NASCAR 1 and 2. Now down the back straightaway once again, Worley out front. He's going to head through the chicane for the first time. Nice and easy does it, and success there, no big issues. Drop back through the field here. Zach back here as well. See them working their way through nice and easy through this chicane portion. And a couple of side-by-side battles back through the pack here,
Yeah, we do. And it looks like we got a car that was a little slow. The 13 was slow going through turn 4. Not sure if he had an issue or if he was just regaining his composure, but he lost about 3 spots there.
Yeah, it could be a situation where you're just trying to take care of the car. As you can look at the scoreboard here, Worley out front in the 6. That UFC 334 machine leading the way. And right behind him, Nick Kinsler. The Taz Racing Customs machine, along with Connor up here as well. Bailey runs 4th right now, along with Jeffrey there in 5th. The bottled up podcast machine. Well, 2 laps complete here, Rob. We're already kind of smoothing things out.
Yeah, and after 2 laps, we're actually fairly spread out. It looks like we got one side by side battle and a car in the grass over here, and looks like turn number 7.
It looks to be maybe a car running a little bit wide here. Timothy G. Jenkins back here also. Man, Higginbottom back here at the back of the pack. Or Jason Pat, man, that 42 machine. Well, that custom number 42 machine. Fortunate for him. Well, pretty smooth
Looks
racing.
like we got a battle heating up for second.
Yeah, Nick trying to hang on there. He's got Connor closing down on his back bumper in a 25 machine. Getting already 3 complete. In this one, Connor in that 25 coming right up to the back bumper, trying to put the pressure on that 01 of Nick.
Yeah, and he's just keeping his presence known back there, trying to make Nick there just make a little mistake. One little mistake is all it takes at a track like this, and you can be right up on someone's bumper or even in. And there he goes to the inside going into turn 3 of the racetrack, and he's going to take that second place position. Connor.
Yeah, nice move there. Connor's able to take P2. Heading into the backstretch chicane. He's going to jump the curb just a little bit here. Nice and smooth. Nice job of that number 25 machine. The 01 drops to third. Hensler dropping back now. Jeffrey Makem is right there as well, trying to close the gap. Nate Stewart back to 5th position. And Bailey back here in 6th, along with Benjamin back here in 7th. Well, pretty good battling around the racetrack right now. And right now, Benjamin sits in 6th. Kyle Smiley back here in 7th. In the 42, Mike there as well. Greg Makem back here in 9th. And Chris there doing a great job. In the UFC 334 car, already got some major front end damage on that machine. Chris's car all nose on that car, all punched in. Nothing he can really do. And Chris is trying to hang on in that UFC 334 machine in 10th position right now. Brody Smith back here as well in the 4. Nice run for Brody. Now Brody's right there on the cutoff bubble. He's got to have a good run tonight, and he's trying his best to do so as they head back towards the inner loop on the back straightaway. And nice run in for Brody, making the pass over, looks like Greg. Greg letting Brody go as they head back through 3 and 4 once again. Nice job.
And everybody's nice and spread out here now. Nobody's really pushing themselves. Nobody's really going because they're known they're going to need a pit stop, possibly 2 pit stops if they want. So they're just kind of saving their car, seeing what they got, seeing what everybody else has got, and just kind of saving.
Meanwhile, they're not to interrupt you there, but we got trouble right there out of turn number 1, the 24 machine, the Exalta machine, turned around backwards. Right there, that is Benjamin there. Listed as the 88, but driving a custom 4 car number. And Benjamin, all kinds of problems there in turn number 1. Right in that little alleyway, and he gets sideways. Everybody has to jump on the brake. Kinsler gets by him. Everybody doing a great job getting around that 24. But that could have been a major problem if everybody hadn't had their head on the swivel and done a great job getting around him there. 5 out of 55 in the books, and man, oh man, that's not good for Benjamin at all. Meanwhile, back up front, the gap up to the front of the pack, not very much at all. 9 tenths of a second, as we have Connor running down the 6th machine of Worley. Worley trying to hold Connor off. Connor doing a great job cutting that gap pretty much in half as they roll through the intersection of the racetrack.
And Connor is coming. He has caught that car from about 2-3 seconds back. He's coming. He's on a mission. I wouldn't be surprised if Chris Worrell there just for right now. We're only a few laps into the ways to go, and Connor is definitely hungry.
Yeah, he is. Connor is really closing the gap down now. They'll come into the back stretch, the Kane portion, and it looks like Worley gapped him just a little bit on entry. But man, Connor made up all that time on exit. And he's right there with him as they roll through 3 and 4 one more time. That is NASCAR 3 and 4. Back down to the front stretch chicane here. Hard on the brakes, and Connor right there with him, putting the pressure on that six machine. Hensler back here in the 01 as well, back in third, 4 seconds back. See Kensler there in the 01 Taz Racing Customs machine. Stewart back here as well, along with 13 also. So now up front though, Worley still trying to hang on. He's got all kinds of pressure from behind. All kinds of pressure right there with Worley. That's going to be Connor putting the pressure as they roll their way through once again. Connor trying to get a little bit closer here now, almost a half a second back. What do you think, Rob?
And
You
I
think?
think Connor's buying. I think Connor's just buying his time. Watch, he's gonna slow break the corner, and he's gonna let Chris dive it in there, trying to go a little faster. And he's right back up to the back bumper there. He's just keeping enough pressure there to make Chris make a mistake, and that's all he's doing. He's just keeping that bumper in his rearview mirror so that he knows he's there.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's all this really is. And he is right there on that back bumper. And these two have just gapped the rest of the field by about 5 seconds. But it looked like Connor may have made a little bit of a mistake there. We'll go back and take a look. Did he did he miss it
Connor
altogether?
falls way.
I'm trying to figure out what happened there. They're rolling through it, and he just messed up his entrance there just a little bit. One more look from another view here. He locks the brakes up and just misses it. So he missed the chicane over there on the front stretch. That's going to give him a slow down penalty. He had to slow down. That puts him back to 1.1 seconds back. And Worley starts to walk away once again.
And that's what one little mistake will do to you. You can see the gap that he's got on him now. A little bit harder time working. These tires are starting to get some wear on them.
And right now, Kyle back here in the sixth position. Jeffrey there as well. Nate Stewart there as well, also in the 13. Maybe Nate Stewart in fourth. And Nick Kensler still trying to hang on here in the 01 machine. Running third as we speak right now. Well, Rob, if we look back here, the 13 and 01, they're going at it here as well. As Nick and Nate, they're going at it right back here also. Nate Stewart was able to get to the back bumper. Nick pulls the back away. Oh, look at Kensler stretching that gap a little bit. Now we got a battle for third and fourth, first and second. Two battles here on the racetrack, and it looks like Nate's going to look to the bottom
There he
of
goes. There's
Kensler.
a 13, and the 01 gets sideways. They touch. They both keep it. If you take a look in front of them, though, in front of the leaders, we've got some lap traffic now. That's something the leaders are going to have to deal with.
10-4, the leaders have got all kinds of traffic to roll through right now. The 6 and the 25 machine having to work their way through. Kensler back here with Stewart, and Nate Stewart has put the gap on Kensler for sure. And look at the 42 on the high side. They're having all sorts of problems. Well, that'd be the one, otherwise known as the 42, the custom number. That's Jason Papp. They're running into all kinds of issues right now at the back of the field. Meanwhile, up front, the 6 and 25 still going at it, Rum.
They are, and that Connor is just trying to put the heat on him. He's just trying to make him make a mistake. You've seen Connor make a mistake or two, and now he's just waiting for Chris to make.
Yeah, he is. He's just sitting there waiting, biding his time, really, is all he's doing.
We definitely know the 25's fast. He hasn't let that 6 get away from him, even when he made a mistake and got that penalty for sliding through that chicane in the front stretch. Within a lap or two, he was right back on the bumper of Chris. So we know that 25 is fast. We haven't seen if the 6 is holding back or if he's just trying to bide his time. So we'll have to see if the 6 is really showing his true colors or if he's got anything extra left in that car.
Yeah, I really don't think so. I think if he had, he would put it out there. I think he's doing everything he can right now just to stay in front. But man, it's gonna be difficult there for sure.
And don't count out Nate in that number 13. He is catching these two running up front. They're battling and racing each other, and this 13 is just reeling them in. Just reeling them in. We've got 11 laps in out of 55, 44 to go, and I think that 13 might be able to catch these two and battle for the.
Yeah, I think you're pretty much accurate there, man. I think there's a good shot of that. Ooh, Connor making a mistake there on the NASCAR 1 and 2. Man, that could have been huge. He held on to the race car, but that car just about come around with him. But he held on, and the 13, to your point, Rob, really starting to close in on the front two. Well, Rob, if you're out there racing, what is your plan right now as a driver to save your rear tires?
Well, I mean, if I'm one of the guys up depending on if you want a guy to fall back or what the point situation is between a driver and there's a lot of factors that go into it, but just as a driver that's running in the top 5 or the top 10, I'm going to just be biding my time, watching my fuel, making sure I hit my marks, just doing everything I need to do to keep the car in one piece, so that way when I do get a fresh set of tires on, I can try to make full seconds on the car in front of me or the two cars in front of me.
And 4. Well, folks, we're going to do a quick crank it up here on Extreme Sim TV. We're 12 laps into 55, but we'll be back with you here in a moment. it up, and as you can see, right as we went to crank it up, Chris Worley now back to third as he lost the lead to Connor. Connor takes over the race lead. Congratulations to Connor, also our co-commentator. As for now, we're kind of on our own as Discord is kind of messed up on us. We're just going to try to do the best we can with it, folks, what we can come up with. But right now, you see the three-car battle, the six back to third. Worley right now, Stewart second, and Connor with the race lead here in that 25 machine right now, working his way up to the lead. But he has got all kinds of pressure coming from him. Nate Stewart, his back bumper, that's Nate Stewart right there with Connor in that 25. Now Nate Stewart right there pulling up to the rear bumper of Connor. Connor trying to hold him back there into the backstretch chicane here in just a moment. Here they come, hard on the brakes, both these cars. Oh, look at the back end of that 13. Move around. He hangs onto it nice and smooth, side by side onto NASCAR 3 and 4. Nate Stewart's going to take over the race lead from Connor. Connor back to second now. And Stewart in the 13 takes over in that Air Force machine. Great move by Stewart taking over the race lead. Here comes Connor sending that car down in there. He's going to overcook it a little bit, lose a little bit of ground. We'll check in with Jeffrey back here in the 24, running fourth as they run right now. And Kyle running a fifth. Good run for Kyle Smiley back here in the fifth position at McDonald's machine. Right there behind what is Jeffrey. Got Chris right here as well. That whole front end beat off that car, but he's hanging in there in the top six. Good run for Chris as well. Quite a bit of damage there on at that number 3 machine. And right now, Nate Stewart still handling the race lead. Good gap that he's built over Connor of 1.3 seconds over the rest of the field right now. Worley back behind them, 2.5 back, 15 laps complete for him so far. And right now, Stewart maintaining the race lead as we run. Look at Stewart just doing a good job in that 13 and just maintain the race lead as they run. Good job for Nate Stewart. And Connor pretty far back right now. Right now, Kyle and Jeffrey back here, also Chris back here a little ways in the 3 machine, along with Brody Smith also. Brody back here in the 4 Budweiser machine, hanging in there in the 7th position. Good run for this playoff driver as we are nearing lap number 20 here of this run. Again, no cautions. You can't have yellows tonight, so pretty good run for these top 3 drivers as they run right now. go back up front here with Nate Stewart, put the one machine another lap down. "17 out of these 55 laps in the books." Nate Stewart, along with Connor, Chris Worley up there as well. Nate Stewart hanging on in the lead at the moment in the 13 machine. And right now a 3.5 second gap over what is P number 2 of Connor and Chris back here in the 3. Everybody's pretty much spread out. Greg back here as well. Kicking bottom there in the '09 machine, running in ninth, and then Mike there in 10th. And right now, Mr. He's finally back here in the 27 machine. Quite a bit of damage on the front end of that machine as well. Again, 19 complete this time by. Roval being one of these things where, man, you just got to keep this car clean. No mistakes. See the gap up front. Worley now 9 seconds off the pace of the leader, and Worley to pit road here. Matter of fact, the first car driving heading for pit road will be Chris Worley in the 6 machine. Nice and easy down pit road here, making a green flag a stop. 19 laps. Here he goes. Wait for him to get in his stall in that number 6 machine. Worley comes to a complete stop in his stall. Nate Stewart still out front, hasn't stopped. And we'll see if he decides to stop here in the very near future in the 13 U.S. Air Force machine. And nice and smooth there for Stewart. And I tell you what, Stewart has done a great job, worked his way back up to the race lead. Now hanging on to it here. Hickenbottom back here in ninth in that '09 machine. Doing a great job as well, just trying to maintain that race car. Early on in this one, Connor now heads to pit road, trying to make up some ground as well. Nate Stewart's going to stay out. Again, 20 laps on his stint so far. He's going to stay out. This should put 21 on his stint this time by. And Nate Stewart doing a great job in that 13th West Air Force. Hey, man, come in here tonight, and he is just showing them what it's worth here at the Roval. Nate Stewart doing an amazing job up front of this pack. He's got Smiley right there behind him. Smiley now right there in P2. Again, during this set of stops here, roughly 20 laps in. getting at least 2 stops here tonight. No way they're making it on one. Finally, they're in that 42 machine. Nate Stewart, your race leader, coming on the pit road here, nice and smooth. Stops in his box. We'll see where he comes out when he exits pit road. In relation to the guys that's already stopped here, Worley right there as well. Here comes Worley on through. Worley's going to actually get by Stewart. That's those fresh tires. He gained enough time to pick up the lead over Stewart when the 24 pits. Again, Worley came in earlier, 2 laps to be exact, and it paid off because now he's going to be a race leader in that number 6 machine when this thing cycles through. Now Worley out front. There is the 24. Going to let Worley through. Worley back to the race lead in the 6. Oh, nearly contact here and contact in the 6 up the hill. He hangs on. Takes the race lead. But Worley doing a great job, masterful job of pit strategy here to get the car back out front. Stewart 2 seconds back. Is going to have to run him back down. Worley, masterful job in that number 6 machine. And pulling away here. Middle finger on that race. I love that race car. Now Worley doing what he needs to do, keeping that car up near the front. He's going to run down the 01 machine. The 01 at Kinsler's ran into problems. He's now 3 laps down. Is Kinsler in 18th. And Worley just picking up these spots and laying them down. Nate Stewart, though, 1.8 seconds back here. Nate Stewart trying to close the gap. Here comes Mr. Nate Stewart. Trading Paint's doing its thing here. Nate Stewart doing a great job working to the bottom here, getting through lap traffic. Now 1.7 back, starting to close the gap down. We got a duel here at the Roval between Worley and Stewart. These two going at it pretty hard and heavy here. And right now, Worley out front. Stewart runs second. Connor back there in a third. One car just getting out of the way of Worley there, letting Worley go on the high side. And look at Stewart, man, just closing that gap little by little in that 13 machine. Back down to Worley. Worley trying to hold on, but it's just not working for him. And you see right there, they work their way down into turns 2, 3, and 4. These guys right with one another. Stewart now back to the back bumper of Worley. He's ran him back down. Now he's just going to have to pick his place to spot. He'll dive to the bottom here. Not really a passing turn, but he makes it with ease. 6 just letting him go there. Nate Stewart's going to take the lead back over. Worley will fall back now at 2 seconds. And Connor still runs in third. That's your top 3 here at the Roval. Smiley 4th. Chris back in 5th. Jeffrey 6th. Brody 7th. And Greg in 8th. 9th goes to Hickenbottom and running 10th right now. Mr. Mike in the 02 machine runs 10th. But we're getting down to it here. Nice and smooth. 33 laps to go. 23 complete. You see the 02 working his way through. Nate Stewart is still out front and just pulling away from Worley now. A 1.7 a second gap is the lead. The gap now 1.8, now 2.5. Tate just in another area code here with his lap times, a 121.7 to a 123.9. Last time by almost, well, over 2 seconds faster is Nate Stewart than Worley. And he's just on it here tonight. 119.8 now is his best to a 129 is Worley's best there. So Nate definitely opening up the gap here. Coming up on 31 laps remaining. Here we go, nice and easy into onto the front straightaway here. 25 of 55 complete here tonight, folks. And we'll be right back with you on Extreme Sound TV's coverage of the iRacing Hurricane Media iRacing East Series Cup Series. And we'll see you in a moment on the other side here from the Roval. Nate Stewart out front. got Nate Stewart still out front with the race lead on hand. Honor back here in a third, 14 seconds back. Worley now 8 seconds back as well. The gaps at the front of the field is definitely widened out. Howell there as well with the 88 machine closing the gap down onto him, but he is a lap down. Chris there fifth. Jeff runs sixth in the 24 machine. Good run there for Jeffrey Macomb there, and he's working his way through. Jeffrey doing a great job there in the 8 machine, or the 24 machine. The 27 laps to go. Right now, yeah, just outside that top 5, right behind Chris in the 3 machine. Actually closing the gap down on Chris just a little bit. Is Jeff there in the 24. Jeff right there, Chris there as well. Trying to close some more gap down to Kyle, but that gap is about 9 seconds between those two. 30 of 55 going to be on the board this time by. Again, coming up on 26 laps remaining here. 26 more times around here at Charlotte. And right now, Chris Worley here sits in second. Still trying to get up to Nate Stewart, but Nate is just checked out here with about 11-second lead. With 26 coming to 25 laps to go this time. Nate Stewart has just put a whooping on him, I swear, on the rest of the field so far. Now coming to 32 this time by. As Worley sits in second right now, still in the sixth, desperately trying to close the gap to Stewart. And 12 seconds now is the gap, and I just don't see him closing that. I know he's going to pit earlier, come out on fresh tires, but he's not going to gain 12 seconds. It's just very difficult for him here, and each lap that goes by, Nate's consistently a second faster than Worley as well. So here they come, nice and easy, and right now, Nate Stewart out front, leading the way. doing an amazing job here tonight, keeping that car on track, doing the hard part, corner there as well. Kyle Smiley back here also at fourth, Chris at fifth, Jeffrey in sixth, seventh goes to Brody Smith, and eighth goes to Mr. Greg in the 12 machine. Greg back here in eighth, ninth is Hickenbottom, 10th is Keith. The 27 Miller White machine running around in about that 10th position here. Nate Stewart, though, man, has done just an epic job there in the 13, keeping that car out front, away from everybody else. Guys just done an awesome job in the 13 Ford Mustang, pulling away, just keeping it out front, not really worrying about what's behind them at all. And now right here as well, look at this, the 6. Man, and Connor going at it. This is a battle for that second position. Connor right there on top of the 6 trying to keep it back there. Connor trying to do what he can. He'll try to get to the inside quarter panel. Connor doing everything he can to get around this 6 machine. .35 this time by. And now Connor, gets into the outside wall, trying to run down Chris. Chris just trying to keep Connor out there, out back. He really needs to kind of take advantage of the day that he's got going here for points. He doesn't want Connor to get around him here. Chris is running second, 18 seconds back, but again, it's a long time back and forth as well. So these two, nice battle for second. And Chris Worley just trying to keep Connor back there behind him. Now coming up on 20 to go this time by. Nate Stewart hanging on out front now. 20-second gap. Worley right there with Connor. Connor's going to pick it up from Worley. But man, oh man, what a race these two have had back here. Connor gets out in front of Worley. And right now, Worley is able to hang on to third, but Connor going to pull away from him little by little here. Right now, Brody Smith there as well, Greg Macon there as well, along with Jeffrey Macon, one behind the other. Twenty laps to go here. 20 to go this time by. And right now, Nate Stewart putting on a will to drive, 20 seconds above the field. Everybody else is kind of fighting amongst themselves just to keep their cars on track the best they can. Doing a pretty good job at it here so far. And right now, the four machine of Brody Smith. Good run there. Gregory there as well. Jeffrey back here also with 19 laps to go this time by. 19 to go this time by. Aisle right now is Kyle Smiley in the 42. Still running in that fourth position as we speak. Kyle doing a great job hanging on to that 42 machine. In that McDonald's McDelivery machine. Okay. Delivery. That's a new one. As he works his way, looks like that's going to be the 9 getting out of his way. Nice move. That's Timothy G. Jenkins just dropping out of the way, letting a faster car go. No reason to really put either of you two at risk there. Good move on his part, just getting down out of the way there. As we're coming up to 18 to go this time. This time by as the leader comes back around. See Nate Stewart there in the 13 heading down the back straightaway into the chicane area here and locks it up a little bit. He'll keep it straight on exit as well. Right now we're getting ready to get down to it here. With 18 laps to go. As Worley heads to pit road here, nice job by Chris Worley. On to pit road, and he'll get it stopped here in his box. And nice and easy does it. Worley off of pit road, and good job, nice stop. Should see Nate Stewart come down before long. They can make it. Nate will probably come down before much longer. That number 13. Look at him hopping the curves there. A little bit of damage on the fenders from doing that. But nevertheless, that car's still rolling nice and fine. Now, Stewart, just 17 laps away here from picking up the win here tonight. He's just got to keep it going. a little while longer. Pick up the win here tonight. Now, Nate Stewart pulling away little by little. Doing a great job right out in front of Smiley, now in second. He's kept that car clean all night long. Brody Smith back there as well. And that Mission 22 machine has also done a good job. And now the 24 Jeffrey down the front straightaway. He'll arc it into the corner. Nice run here for the 24 as well, setting in seventh. Good run for him all night long. Look at Hickenbottom up into the 8th position in the 09. Right now, Hickenbottom in the 09 machine still in the 8th position. A little bit off of Jeffrey there. And Chris Worley back here as well in the 4th position. Kyle in 3rd. Second goes to Connor as well. Coming up on to 15 laps to go here, folks. We're going to do one more crank up. We'll be back with you. All right, folks, back here with you out front. Nate Stewart still. Connor runs second. Chris Worley still running third. 14 laps to go here from the Charlotte Roval in the iRacing East Series. And right now the 42 back there as well. And as well, Also, Chris back here as well. Now, 13 laps to go. Stewart now trying to hang on to the race lead. The 25 machine a little ways back. Trying to close the gap. Can't get it done right now with 22 seconds is the gap between cars. 13 laps to go this time by. And Stewart and nice and smooth on to turn NASCAR 1 and 2 on the oval portion. He has had such a smooth race all race long. Hasn't really put a wheel off wrong, but he's just got to keep his focus up now. You can still make a mistake, run off the race course, just like that right there, almost getting in the outside wall. You don't want to do that. Now, Nate Stewart hanging on 12 laps to go. Out in front, corner right there in the 25 machine. 23 seconds back, 30 seconds back to Worley. As long as Nate Stewart just keeps the car on track, be a win there for that 13 machine. Brody Smith still up in the top six. Good run for him. Jeffrey there as well. Jeffrey in the 24. Greg back here in 12 machine as well. In 8th. And right now, look at the 12. Greg's number 12 Pennzoil machine. That car looking pretty nice. Although really a scratch on it. In that Menards number 12 machine. Nate Stewart still with the lead. Now 26 seconds is the gap. All the way back to Connor. With 10 laps to go. Nate, man, just keeping that car nice and clean. Not really putting a foot wrong all night long. Right now, Stewart just trying to keep that car nice and clean. And he's doing a great job of it. But man, oh man, it's just so impressive. The gap that Stewart has built up over the 25 machine six back there as well. Nothing they can really do to catch him here. Coming to 9 laps to go. Now Connor 27 seconds back, but he has got a great position to hang on to second. Connor doing everything he can here to keep that car as smooth as possible. See him actually gaining there on Jeffrey, right up in front of him, who is in the 7th position right now. Look at Jeffrey dropping off the race course there, dropping a tire off. Connor's going to work his way by that lap car of Jeffrey. Nice and easy does it, coming to 8 laps to go this time by Nate Stewart, though. Look at Nate just up front. Oh, a little bit of a mishap there with the 9, but Nate just rolled through it. No big deal. Didn't get into any trouble. And he'll keep that car rolling right along. Oh, that worked out for Stewart pretty well there. Just rolling right along here. Stewart out front in the 13 machine, inching away little by little now from those lap cars. And Stewart just got to keep that car clean here. And you don't want to get wrapped up and tangled in a lap car here. That is the main goal, keeping the car clean at this point. Right there, look at Nate Stewart. 8 laps to go, man, and he is just tearing it down here, nice and smooth each and every lap. No big issue for him at all. With 7 laps to go. Kyle back here in the 42 machine. Meat delivery car. He's had a smooth night as well. Gotta keep that car on track. Now 6 laps to go, and next time by for Nate Stewart, who has just absolutely devoured the field here tonight in that number 13 machine. Nate nice and easy through the corners. Ford Mustang back up to speed down through 3 and 4 in the center of the corner. Easy does it hard on the brakes. The front splitter nearly popping the ground there of that 13 machine. And down through the little alley there, keeping her nice and clean. And now Stewart with 6 laps to go from clinching this one. Kyle back here as well. Jeffrey Makem back here. Greg back here also with a nice run in a 12 machine. Get that car inside the top 10. He's gotten around Hickenbottom back here for 8th. Hickenbottom dropping back to 9th position. Benjamin as well back here, but that car kind of all beaten up. That 24 machine. Now Connor out front, sits in second behind Stewart. Stewart right there as one just pulled away, but Connor has had a good run here in that 25 machine. And Connor just got to keep that car straight and not really take the car, make any risk with it, bring it home in second. Pretty good run for him in a 25 machine. Nate Stewart out front in the 13th machine. Connor runs second. Chris runs third. Now, Stewart leading the way right now over the 25 machine. And Stewart coming into the final chicane, coming to 4 laps to go, keeping that car nice and smooth. And right now, Connor hanging on in P2. P3 is Worley. Worley trying to close the gap down. Unfortunately, folks, at the end of this one, there will be no interviews or anything, unfortunately, due to the fact of Discord is still not letting me back in. So, unfortunately, no interviews tonight, but we'll be back to normal next week. I'll get Discord fixed after whatever happened tonight, and we'll go from there. Worley back there in the 3rd position, though, in that 6th. Now, look into the final chicane. Once again, Nate Stewart. 3 laps to go. He's ran a perfect race, really all race long. Trying to keep that car nice and smooth. Oh no, Nate Stewart. Oh my goodness. Into turn number 1. With 3 laps to go, now the question is, how bad did he hurt the car? Are you kidding me? 3 laps to go. He was going by a lap car. And man, oh man. What happened here? He goes to the bottom of Patrick in the 86 and just totally misses the corner. Man. Now he's just got to keep this 13 car rolling for 3 laps. It's obviously hurt. The car is definitely hurt, but if he can just keep the car rolling, he should walk away with the win still with the gap he's got. But man, oh man, what a turn of events that front end all caved in on him. He keep it nice and straight and easy. 2 laps to go this time by. Now you're worrying about the motor possibly blowing on this machine. Got to be very careful here. Easy does it. The 13 works his way back to 2 to go. After that incident, crosses the stripe. 2 laps to go. Now he's just got to keep and hope that car stays alive. And we'll check his lap times at the stripe, but unless this thing blows up, Connor's not going to be able to catch him. And now the 13 easy does it after a crazy race with just a few laps to go, getting clipped into the wall. He's going to fight his way through here down the end of the backstretch chicane area. Off a turn, out of the chicane, on to turns 3 and 4. Just got to keep that car nice and smooth. No worries here. White flag will go in the air one more time aground. For Mr. Nate Stewart, Connor's not going to be able to catch him. Cross the stripe, and easy does it. See Connor back here into the backstretch chicane, working his way through for the final time. Nate Stewart is just going to keep this car on track. Runner nice and smooth. And Nate Stewart, 1 lap to go down through the final infield portion. Coming up to NASCAR 1 and 2 once again. 1 lap to go for Nate Stewart. Nate Stewart off a turn number, I believe that's 5. I want to say down the back straightaway. One more time into the backstretch chicanes. As long as this car don't shut off on him, gonna lead his way to victory. Nice and easy. White flag in the air once again. And coming to the checkered out of turns 3 and 4. For NASCAR 3 and 4 into the chicane area. Nate Stewart's going to pick up the win here from the Charlotte Roval. Congratulations, Nate Stewart in that 13. Congratulations to Nate Stewart. We'll take a look at your unofficial results here in a moment once we get everybody across the stripe. Nate Stewart with the win here. Connor second. Worley third. That's your top 3 here tonight. Let's take a look at your unofficial results. Stewart, Connor, Worley, Smiley, and Mr. Chris there, 5th. Jeffrey 6th. Good run there for Jeffrey. In the 24 machine as well. 7th goes to Smith, Brody, Greg 8th. Hickenbottom 9th. And back 10th. 11th goes to Keith Smiley. Mark there 12th. Patrick 13th. Mr. Jenkins there 14th. And I believe 15th, the 88 machine was Mr. Benjamin, along with Zeshawn in 16th. 17th, Nick Kendler. 18th, Jason Papp. 19th, Bailey. 20th was Mr. Wheel. 21st, only 20 cars tonight. Rip. Alright, folks, that's going to pretty much do it here. Unfortunately, I cannot get back on Discord as it has messed up on me. Great win here tonight for Nate Stewart. And we'll see you guys in the next one here hopefully a little bit better on my end. But we'll see you next time here on Extreme Sim